Hello and welcome to the Equestrian Mums Club podcast. We're your hosts, Katie Allen Clark and Sophie Conway, avid equestrians and recent first-time mums. Join us and a herd of other guests as we discuss the wild ride of parenthood and horse care together. Now it's time to take up the reins and walk on into our next episode.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Equestrian Mums Club podcast. This one is a March catch-up, so if you missed the one in Feb or Jan, we found that after releasing a one-off kind of bonus episode of this kind in Jan, you guys were super keen and we had loads of engagement and questions afterwards, so we thought let's give one in Feb and one in March a go. We have missed March, but we can still do a catch-up about what happened in March, so this is it. Basically, it gives you another chance to get to know us a little bit more. Both Katie and I can dine out on some free therapy from each other. And we can also update you on some Equestrian Mums Club progress as we go through each month. So do you want to kick off, Katie, with what your March looked like? Because it was definitely more fun than mine.
Well, it was fun, but it was also, classic me, wasn't it? There's lots of thinking things. So from a personal perspective, on a fun note, Simon, Rafe and I went on our first family break to Holland to see another equestrian mum, and we had a lovely 4 days away, staying at our friend Sophie H's house. We met her family, we met her dog, obviously, because that's very important. Spent lots of time eating ham, egg and cheese in a sandwich, on toast, because apparently that's a very Dutch thing. And what else did we do? We had some tours of some pretty exciting places. So
well, I think you should probably mention about who she is, because she's quite a big deal.
So Sophie Horn, and she'll be really embarrassed because she listens to every single one of our episodes. Sophie Horn is our friend. She used to be on the Dutch show jumping team because she's quite a big deal. Her dad used to be an Olympic show jumper back in the 70s. He also used to be chef de keep for the Dutch show jumping team. And also, they run a stud business, like a really big Dutch warm blood stud business. So that's where Sophie grew up. And I got a really cool tour. And it was so exciting. And I also got to see one of her besties, Jeroen Double-Dams. Yes, that's right. Olympic show jumpers, yard and horses, which was wild.
Yeah, but you didn't mention her son.
Oh yeah, she has a son too.
She's also an amazing mummy.
She is. She is a fantastic mum and stepmum as well. So her little boy Julian is now 4. He's of school age, and she's got 3 stepdaughters as well. Her partner Dennis has got 3 teenage daughters. So she's fantastic to all of them. And she's a fantastic partner. She's a fantastic mum. And she's a really just fantastic friend as well. So super great to see her.
I think that's a very good sum up of Soph, actually. But I think this is a really good time to actually jump into my March news. Because I have done the really stupid thing of deciding to buy a young horse to keep the dream alive, really. And because, where we live, we can do it from here. And I don't know why I'm doing it, to be honest. Stupid, but I am.
To keep the dream alive. And that's okay.
Keep the dream alive. So Alex and I went to see this. We actually saw 2 young horses with this guy. We saw another one as well, which is another story, but that's a story for another day potentially. So we went to see these 2 young horses, and the first one that he brought out, we loose schooled, and it was Alex actually said to the guy, "Are we watch viewing a horse, or are we at the Cotswold Wildlife Park?" It was so big, and a bit of a brute, to be honest, like really pushing us around. And when they let him go in school, I was like, I mean, he's very special, but there is not a chance on this planet I'll be able to sit to that jump. And so we then saw the next horse, and we both really, really liked him. He was really sweet, very undeveloped. He's got loads of growing to do. But we both really liked his attitude. And definitely, he wasn't as athletic as the other one. But, you know, for me, he was perfect. So we are getting him vetted on Friday, and we're hopefully going to get him. But I thought that the day that I went to see him, Katie was actually with Sophie Horn. And obviously, her being a top show jumper and Dutch, this horse is KWPN, so he's Dutch. I thought, this is perfect. I can give them a call and I can ask Sophie's opinion. Anyway, so she gave me her opinion, which was obviously very Dutch. Like, he's not that athletic, but, you know, he's fine. He'll do a 90 safe. And I said, I mean, I've never felt so stupid in my life, but she said, what's his breeding? And I said, oh, he's got numero uno in there somewhere. And oh no, I didn't. I said, oh, he's by numero uno, didn't I? And she said, no, he's not.
Yes, you did.
And I was like, oh, okay, no, he's not. She said, numero uno's dead. And he was my horse. And I was like, oh. So anyway, she said he's got good breeding, but he's definitely not by numero uno.
No, he does have it in there somewhere.
It is in there. I think it's like grandsire or something.
No, it was his grandsire.
Was it?
Yeah, grandsire.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, grandsire. Well, there you go. But also, no, it wasn't. It was his grandsire, I'm sure, because his grandsire was one that Sophie had ridden. And she said that it was unanime. Is that right? Unanime? She pronounced it differently to how I would, so I don't want to say it again.
Unanime.
What is it?
Unanime.
Unanime. That's it. Oh, well done. I'm going to have to keep asking you about that. Anyway, so she said she'd ridden him and that he was really sweet, didn't she?
She did. And
so I've got him, potentially.
We trust her. We trust her completely.
I mean, you're not going to really get somebody better to look at your horse for you than Sophie Horn. So, yeah.
Maybe Sophie Horn's vet or dad, but other than that, yeah.
Dad, yeah. You should have got him in the room. I could have offended him as well.
So, are you excited about the thought of a new pone?
Well, actually, can I tell my next story now?
Yeah,
it's related.
Yeah.
So I am really excited. I'm a bit nervous about the vetting because he might not pass. And if he doesn't, then I'm sort of back to square one again, which is a bit annoying. But if he doesn't pass, he doesn't pass, does he? But Oscar, I've got an update for Oscar. So I took him. The vet asked me to walk him out and film him walking, like just up and down outside. So I filmed him. I sent it to the vets today, and they said that actually they're happy for him to go and walk 5 minutes a day now.
Oh, great!
So I can actually get him out of the stable. So I was like bouncing around today, so excited. I was like, I can't wait. Alex, you can do bedtime, so I can take Oscar out for a little walk. Anyway, I went up there. Bearing in mind I know Oscar really well, but I underestimated quite how fresh he was. And I took him out of the stable, walked through the archway towards the fields, and he went absolutely berserk. Like, all 4 feet off the floor, bucking. How I kept hold of him, I will never know. Squealing, stamping, and then I tried to get him back under, because I was like, we cannot be out here, and he wouldn't come. So then I did coax him eventually back in, and then I was like, how am I going to handle a 3-year-old? So now I'm wondering if I've bitten off more than I can chew, but then Alex can help me.
Yeah, I think
Alex is going to have to do everything.
I think you've definitely got a really good situation there where your partner is also very used to all of these things
Yeah.
and is the most unflappable man
Yeah.
ever. So I feel like, you know, even if you do get overwhelmed, you can pass it over to somebody else who is not going to flap.
No, and also I came in because I was a bit annoyed as well because Alex was going on about how I should be really careful and let him take him out and not me. And I was like, no, I want to take him, and how we might need to dope him and all of this. But I came in and I went upstairs, said to Alex, he went berserk, and I could barely hold him. He said, he just looked at me and said, told you.
Told you. Told you.
Told you. And that was it. He said he'll do it now.
Oh, so but that's exciting though, because at least the vets are saying positive.
Yeah, I know. I'm now obviously really scared that he's done something bad to it again, but he's got to go outside at some point. I am going to dope him to do it tomorrow, though, I think.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of naff magic.
It won't be naff magic. It'll be a lot stronger than that, Katie. I can assure you. It might be cannabis oil. If I can get hold of some.
Oh,
so anyway.
Talking of silly creatures.
Yeah.
Can I update on my silly creature?
Yes, please do.
Well, I was just thinking about your story today about how, you know, you've got to be careful, and of all the moments where it could go wrong, today was your moment. Well,
sorry, 2 secs. Pause. Just stop 2 secs because I think I need to actually say that Oscar was on box rest for 3 months. I don't think I said that. With a broken pelvis. So if anyone hadn't listened before, that's why he went berserk. He's not just got a screw loose. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
So for anyone that didn't listen to the previous episodes or is just starting to get to know us at Equestrian Mums Club, my 5-year-old Leo, he's an Irish draft, and we had some sad news in February that he was going to be retired. Today, actually, at the time of recording this, I've had the final nail in the coffin that he really truly is retired, because I had to do one last sort of test of his soundness today. And so it made me laugh when you were saying Oscar's going berserk, because Leo's had 4 months off doing nothing, obviously, other than being unsound and unfit. And today, of all days, he could have yeeted me right out the window as I climbed on him and was feeling mildly tentative. Had prepped our nanny, Emma, that she might need to drive me to the RUH this afternoon if I came off worse for wear. But my sweet, lovely, angel, floofy orange boy just wobbled himself to and fro and proved to us all that he's still lame. So he is officially retired.
But he didn't chuck you off, though.
No, he certainly did not. He'll do anything for a treat, that boy.
I mean, if I'd got on Oscar, I'd be dead.
Well,
we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
Yeah, probably not. I did wonder, but it was all right.
So what happened? What did Denny do when you got on Leo? Denny being the companion, like, what is he, 5 hands?
He's teeny tiny. Denny is the Shetland pony that is a companion to Leo, and we've borrowed him for a short period, but I feel like he might be staying forever. Denny squealed quite a lot when Leo left, and Leo called to him once and then was like, "What are you chatting about, son?" So that was that.
So why are you going to keep him forever then? Do you like him?
Yeah, but I might need another thing to companion.
That is true.
So
have you been licking?
I might have been.
Are you going to Ireland?
Maybe.
Are you?
Yeah. So listeners, I have known for quite a while that Leo will be unrideable, even if he is, even if he's in the field, he's unrideable. And that's okay with me. So since about October, I've sort of been toying with the idea of getting another. But in March, it's been quite difficult because I've also been grappling with sort of the idea of giving up horses and just taking it easy, and why am I doing this to myself, and should I be doing more with my son instead of playing ponies? And
I think that is standard guilt, mum guilt.
But
standard.
My husband said one good thing to me in March, and
just one.
And his one good thing to me in March was, I've never seen you happier than when you're on the back of a horse. So don't give up.
I think that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
So I think that was his grace. That was his, sign of approval. Go and find another.
So that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. I think mine's maybe a little bit different to you, though, because I don't want a 3-year-old.
No.
I want something to ride right now. So if anyone knows of any sound Irish draft types,
being the operative word,
sound, 16 2 and bigger, I'm your gal. And the only real requirement is that it is sound, and it wants to be a pal. I have no desire to compete. So it's just going to be a family friend. And
I think you will further down the line if you build a nice partnership with the new rules. I think you will.
I'd need to have a lot of trust in something.
Yeah.
Even consider that. But that is not my main aim. My main aim is I want to toddle myself down the lanes, have a bit of fun, go on some fun rides, go to riding club, do a couple of clinics, and come and meet you on the gallops.
Well, do you know what's funny, actually? Because since we've decided we're going to get this horse, and I know I'm getting above my station because it's not even been vetted yet, but I'm suddenly once again having these illusions of grandeur where I go to bed at night and I'm like, I literally dream about me coming out of start boxes, coming over the finish line, punching the air.
Isn't it amazing? As soon as you get that little glimmer of hope,
we all need hope.
Yeah, that little glimmer of hope, and suddenly everything starts sort of clicking into place.
It's weird.
And you're like, oh, I'll buy this head collar that I don't need for something that I don't have.
Well, do you know what I need to buy is a bloody Tiffany, I think. So can I tell you something else that I've done in March quite recently?
Go on.
I went to visit my best friend up in London for his birthday. And we went to Soho House on Dean Street, and I have never in my life felt like such an old hag before. I got there really early, so I was sitting in the reception because they wouldn't let me in because I'm
obviously
too ugly.
You're not a member.
And I'm too ugly and old. And so, they wouldn't let me in. So I had to sit in the reception and wait for Rob, and all these absolutely beautiful, rich, well-groomed people were walking past me.
Creatives.
I'm really surprised nobody gave me some money to go and get some new makeup or something.
Oh, so
I know, it was awful. And then we had a really nice drink and meal and everything. And then I had to leave at 9 p.m. because obviously I live in the middle of nowhere and I had to get back. Got back at 12:30 at night, so it took 3.5 hours to get home. And I was like, why? What is the point of leaving where I live ever? You get looked at like you're homeless. You look homeless. And then you spend most of your evening just sitting around on train stations or thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I've now got to that point in my life where I'm thinking, so that brings me on to another thing that I'd put on my March list, which was I'm now sort of in that stage of deciding whether to go back to work or not, or how many days, or what childcare looks like, because I'm about 2/3 of the way through my maternity leave. And I was thinking just the other day, but this will require me going back to London, equaling having to get into clothes which aren't riding tights. And I'm not very sure how I feel about that, because I'm not
or jogging bottoms.
I can fit into anything. And
I don't have any clothes without rips or stains on them.
yeah,
None.
and I had a lot of, and I mean a lot of, really nice silk dresses. But since I've had a child, they seem to have, I don't know, been donated to Vinted, and I have nothing that looks professional. Nothing.
Well, you wouldn't wear a silk dress to a meeting anyway.
Sometimes I did when I wanted to feel fancy.
I don't know. I suppose I'm thinking of like a long ball gown type dress.
No.
That's weird, Katie. You'd look like a weirdo too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel a little bit out of place now in anything that isn't a riding tight and a hoodie.
Yeah, actually, do you know what, listeners? I think that this is something that must be quite common with horse mums that spend their life shoveling all sorts of shit all day, every day. And is it? Tell us. It's not just us, surely, that have no nice clothes.
But there must be people that live a corporate life still. And I really want to know, guys, how do you do this? And also, do you turn up to meetings and, you know, you've got dog hair on you, or the baby's been sick on you as you're going out the door, or you got a bit of hay sticking out your hair still? Help them.
I had hay in my hair at Soho House a little bit. I definitely did. And I put on this like quite cool jacket that I had from when I was like in uni, but it's so old that the foam's coming out of it. So I just left little trails of black foam wherever I went. I'm telling you, I looked homeless. And then while we were at dinner, we had this conversation with one of the girls there about you know, staying young looking and everything. And she was like, oh, I have this routine every night, and it's so good for your skin and this and that. And I was like, do you not just sit at home and drink a bottle of wine to yourself at night?
And
why don't you do that?
is your skincare not just rubbing a little bit more horse dirt into your face?
My skincare routine is just literally rub your face with a cotton wipe and put the nearest moisturiser on it.
And it could be Bepanthen or
it could be
Creme.
Vaseline. I should go to bed. Vaseline all over my face now. So, Stella, give us an update on Rafe, please, because I haven't seen him for ages. Nobody's heard from him.
Listeners, he is still alive, just about. He is driving me absolutely wild at the moment. He's 8 months this week, and I really can't believe that. It's gone really super quickly.
Is he crawling yet?
He is not crawling yet. For anyone that doesn't know him personally, he's quite a big baby. When I say quite a big baby, he's huge, like 14 kilos of chunk, and not just like blubber either. He's just really dense child.
No, he's a big lad, isn't he?
He's
Simon's a big lad.
Yeah, he's a very tall child. So we saw his cousins over the weekend, and like Pip is nearly 2, and he's the same size as her. And I'm thinking, what have we birthed here? But anyway, he's all right. He's this
teething.
Yeah, last couple of days teething really badly. So he's cut his first tooth and is feeling really quite sad about that. But otherwise, he is finding the dogs hilarious. He is managing to sort of half sit up on his own now, but he's like happy to sit on his own. And he's properly into meat-based foods. I don't think we're going to have a vegetarian. He will poo-poo a vegetable risotto, but he's quite happy to eat a burger. So discuss.
Bless him. Olive quite likes meat, actually. She loves a bit of mincemeat.
Does she? How's she getting on?
Yeah, so she's great. We seem actually to be coming out the other side of the really bad tantrums. I mean, they're not gone, but she did start having them, and I was like, how long is this going to last? So they will come back, and I know they're not gone, so don't berate me. But she's been really good recently. She's walking around and trying to push her way into the stables. Loves sitting on Maggie, who she's not allowed to sit on anymore because Maggie bolted with Lara.
No.
So the spring grass is definitely coming through, and yeah, that's out of the window for a little while. So
Okay.
might have to borrow Denny. But yeah, she's really good. She's just morphing into a human.
Yeah, isn't it so
Before my eyes.
strange? You suddenly, you know, because obviously we don't see each other like every week, listeners. Shocking, although it might be. We live.
We speak most days, though. If I don't speak to Katie for 2 days, I start thinking I've done something wrong.
When I don't speak to you for a day, I feel like I've missed out on a whole portion of your life. But actually, we're generally doing the same thing.
It's good for podcasts,
Yeah.
though, isn't it?
But you know, like when I see Olive again after a couple of weeks of not seeing her, I'm like, oh my goodness, you are a real human being. Like, this is so strange.
I know. I can't wait to see Ray because no, seriously, because you don't put him on Facebook, and so I haven't seen him for ages.
No, that's deliberate though, isn't it?
No, I know we've had this conversation on different podcasts. We've both made different decisions, and we respect each other's decision. But I would like to see him.
I'll send you some more photos.
Yeah, you have to. So what else did you do in March?
Well, I did quite a lot, to be honest. But the last thing that I'll talk about is we went back to Wales, where Simon's from, and saw his family, which was really nice. And yeah, saw a little bit of the sea, saw a little bit boats. That's about it. What about you?
Well, so we, apart from all the horse stuff and Olive turning into an adult, or Olive, we're going to Spain next week, aren't we? So I'm having a breakdown about that, obviously, because I feel like I've got to pack every single thing I own, even though I don't need to do that. So I need to prioritise. So if anyone's got any tips about that, please do get in touch, because I don't know what to pack for a toddler. I think that's it. I think my life is that boring that that's it.
You're always at a kiddie play park or something.
Oh, we went to Blenheim. I went to Blenheim with my friend, and we did an Easter egg hunt. This was on Friday. Oh, I went with Cheryl, who we did the podcast with last. So if you haven't heard it, we did a podcast with my friend, my lovely friend Cheryl, last week. So her and I went to Blenheim Castle for the Easter egg hunt with Theo and Olive, and it pissed down. And we were walking around this Easter egg hunt. The babies were like, "Why are we here?" And we had to find the clues. They can't read. They didn't know why we were there. They didn't know what we were doing. And so Cheryl and I just got piss wet through and did a little quiz. And then we won like one square of Thornton. Oh, no, it wasn't Thornton. It was Hotel Chocolat chocolate. Worth it? Not really. But really nice little day.
But at least you weren't also shoveling poo at the same time. I think that's the...
I was that morning and that afternoon afterwards.
Okay, but let's skip past that then. Let's skip past that. So, moving on.
Moving swiftly on. Shall we catch everybody up about what we're doing with the Equestrian Mums Club? Because we have been a bit rubbish recently, to be fair.
A bit rubbish.
Life has taken over. Well, we've just both been away and working, and Easter, as in we haven't done loads of podcasts.
No, we haven't done loads of podcasts, but in March we recorded 4 other episodes.
Did we?
We did, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it feels less than that.
Yeah, so I mean, for most people, they probably don't know that we're trying to record at least 1 per week, so that if ever anything happens, one of us gets hit by a bus, or we, I don't know, decide to go on holiday, for a little bit, then we've got some content stored up for you. That'd be fun and people would like to listen to. But yeah, in March we recorded 4, and we met some really super fun humans along the way who people will hear more from as we go. And big thank you to them, because they've been really generous with their time, and everyone that we speak to is always super generous with their stories and their time. So that's been great. We launched quite a lot of content though in March.
We did, and we launched some really, really good content.
Yeah, we did. Talk about it. Tell anyone who hasn't listened, who might need catching up.
Well, the most recent one, like I said, is the one that we did with my lovely friend Cheryl, which is about her journey with her baby Theo, which was a bit, it was a bit rocky at the beginning, and she did have Theo struggled a little bit with various different things. He's absolutely thriving now, which is fab. She also struggled with various with one particular pregnancy where she lost the baby at 21 weeks, and Katie and I basically just cried through the whole thing. It was harrowing, but it's also really important to talk about. I think that not a lot of people do. So that was a really, really important one. And then
and just to say a big thank you to anyone who's given feedback to us or Cheryl for that one, because so many people have reached out to give her some love and some support. And it is really important that we don't just speak about the fun stuff all the time, because that's not life. So
no, and also that is what this is all about, is building a community where people can turn and feel like they're not alone. And so that, that's the reason we've decided to do this. And we really think Cheryl was unbelievably brave in talking about it. So
yeah.
Thank you to Cheryl.
And if anyone hasn't listened to it, it's episode number 20. So check that out.
So we also released some content which was like ridiculous when we actually recorded it with both of these people. So we released some content with Laura Tomlinson, who is, if you don't know who she is, then get out. Get out.
No, if you don't know who Laura Tomlinson is, you might not be into British dressage or
probably not
international dressage as a scene, but most people have heard of her, I guess.
Yeah, so she won gold at the 2012 Olympics. It was team gold, wasn't it? And it was on Alf, who is called Mistral Gorgeous, and I watched them do it. I watched them do their test where she actually won bronze for that test. And I had the worst imposter syndrome interviewing her at all. It wasn't an interview, it was a chat, but it was horrific. I felt like I had an out of body experience the entire time. So apologies for my behaviour on that podcast.
And anyone, if you want to watch that back, that is the one podcast episode we actually recorded with visuals. I don't know who we thought we were, but if anyone wants to watch Sophie and I looking mega awkward and her being super gracious, it's on YouTube. We've got a YouTube channel, so you can go and watch it there if you like.
If you want, you can, but please don't. And we also went up and saw the amazing Olivia Towers, who is also a Grand Prix dressage rider, also has an amazing, huge following on socials and is the loveliest person in the world. And when we went there, was she 7 months pregnant?
I can't remember how many weeks she was now, but she is due any moment. Any moment.
I know, we're waiting with bated breath.
Yes. And last time we chatted to her, poor Olivia was a bit fed up of the latter stage of pregnancy.
I think that's partly is your first, aren't you? Isn't it? Like you just want to meet them and you're so excited, and like it's just.
I didn't have that feeling at all, but I think
you only knew you were pregnant for about 2 seconds.
But no, I completely empathise with her. The last week or so was just horrific. You just feel just so much pressure in your body.
Yeah, on your bits, on your vagina.
I mean, not just there. Your hips, your back, your everything.
I know. I felt like I had it turned out it was Olive's head, but I felt like I had like a football pushing against my bumhole.
Oh, not ideal.
Not ideal. What else have we done, Katie? You say.
So we also launched a partnership in March with a really cool brand. So if anyone hasn't seen, go and check out our socials. But we've launched a partnership with a brand called Nixie Body, who make underwear for periods and incontinence, effectively. And we're just super excited because we've got an exclusive discount code with them, which is obviously important for anybody that might need it. but also they're getting to give us so much information and content about female health that we didn't know before, and we're just really having fun with them. So anything you want to add on that one, Soph?
Yeah, that they're really comfy.
They are super comfy.
And really soak up all, like if you accidentally do a little tiny wee, they soak it right up.
There you go. And they have lots of different styles, lots of different levels of absorbency, different colours as well. So they actually even go underneath your competition breeches if you're wearing.
I need to get some of those,
beige and
obviously, for next. I need to get those for next year.
And
don't I?
I wore them today when I was a bit worried that I might wee myself when I got on my horse for the first time after 4 months. So there you go.
Or poo yourself. You might shit yourself.
I didn't do that. And I wasn't actually that worried about that. But now you've said it.
So the other thing that we did, which I was just so, like, I was going to say stoked about, but that's very American. I was so excited about was that we did a giveaway for a Hit air jacket, which is so important, I think, especially now that Olive is walking around. All I think about is safety now, and there's already been a few like situations where I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so dangerous. And so as she gets older, the minute she's old enough to do anything, I'm going to be buying Hit hair. And I think that hopefully we got that message out there through that giveaway a little bit. So go and get one.
Well, a big thank you to Rachel from Hit Hair UK, because that prize, and we've just drawn the winner, but we've not announced it just yet on socials. That was worth over 450 quid. And what an amazing gift.
But also, what an amazing product. Like, it's just worth every single penny. And I genuinely do think that. And I am going to be getting one, especially if we get this 3-year-old. I'm going to wear it on the yard. I'm going to attach it to doors. I might be like, I would just wear one like as I'm walking down the stairs and attach it to each rung. Anyway, God. So it's been amazing to catch up with you, obviously, Katie, as always. We would love to ask you guys for some help, if you don't mind. What did you think about this episode? Can you let us know? You could send us a message via a voice note or via the socials, an email, or if you're listening on Spotify, you can comment in the episode box actually as well, can't you, Katie?
That is correcto.
And always, we would love if you could share this podcast far and wide with your equestrian parent friends so that we can grow our community a little bit more and give you guys the voice that you deserve. So the more the merrier. We hope that you can continue to laugh and cry with us on this wild ride of parenthood and ponies and baby ponies and baby humans.
And we're really looking forward to April and beyond. We're obviously in April now. So if anyone has something they want to aim for in April, just a reminder that the new e-riders and Equestrian Mums Club competitions are live right now, so you can enter them, and just have something fun to go and do with your horse. And remember, you don't need to even be in special competition wear. All you need to do is know your test. That's it, and upload it.
You can borrow a horse as well. If you haven't got one, borrow one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to have to do.
Me too.
I know, we're both going to have to do that.
Or maybe it puts the burners on for me to buy something before the end of April. ...
Just get on with it. Or I could try and do it on that 3-year-old.
Yeah, no, please don't do that.
It's unbroken though.
Please don't.
I could do it in hand. Oh God. Anyway, bye listeners. We love having you here.
Thanks for being along for the ride with us, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode from the Equestrian Mums Club. It's been great to have you along for the ride. We've been your hosts, Katie Allen Clark and Sophie Conway. Make sure to hit the follow button to hear more from us as we dig deeper into the world of ponies and parenthood. And until next time, stay smiling, safe, and stay sane.